For centuries, power has worn a holy mask. It has spoken in the name of God. It has spoken in the name of order. It has spoken in the name of destiny. And all the while, it has done one thing over and over again: it has demanded the suffering of ordinary people. The empire does not rule only with armies. It rules with stories. It tells the poor to obey. It tells the exploited to endure. It tells the hungry to wait. It tells the crushed to be grateful. And when people begin to question the system, empire does what it has always done. It reaches for heaven. It wraps itself in religion. It turns obedience into virtue and resistance into sin. That is how Caesar survives. Not only by force, but by belief. Look through history and you will see the same pattern repeated like a nightmare. Kings, emperors, states, regimes. They rise, they demand tribute, they drain the people, they enrich the few, and they leave the many in pain. Cities burn, families vanish, millions are destroyed, genocides repeat. And yet the language of holiness remains standing beside the wreckage, pretending everything is under control. But what kind of control is this? What kind of God lets empire crush the weak generation after generation? What kind of divine order leaves the poor to pay taxes while the powerful collect wealth? What kind of righteousness asks the starving to bow lower while Caesar grows fatter? If God is always above Caesar, but never stops Caesar, then for the victims that authority means nothing. It does not feed them. It does not protect them. It does not stop the massacre. It does not stand in the path of tyranny. And so the conclusion writes itself in the minds of many: God has been turned into a tool. A tool of empire. A tool of obedience. A tool to make suffering look sacred. The poor are told their chains are meaningful. The enslaved are told their pain is noble. The conquered are told their silence is holy. But none of that makes it true. A system that survives by exploiting human life is not divine. It is predatory. A religion that blesses that system is not justice. It is propaganda. And a God who is always invoked, but never present when blood is spilled, becomes indistinguishable from the machinery of power that speaks in his name. So the real question is not whether Caesar believes in God. The real question is whether God has ever defended the people from Caesar. And history, again and again, answers with silence. That said, y'all understand, family, that so-called God is part of the empire. He does not care about human lives, nor can he control the dreams of Caesar or stop the empire from harming millions of humans. God is the illusion or else the tool that keeps the simulation together, and history is the proof that God failed millions of its faith believers in the past, and the worst part is, there was no justice from God. That said, I love you all. Keep the instructions in your notebook. Peace.